All right, so let's come into a comfortable seat. Today we are going to explore circulation of joints. So really getting connected to the movement in our joints. Yeah, and we're also going to start with Padadir Asana. So Padadir Asana, or breath balancing pose, is the ultimate pose. That's what John shared with me this week. Was if you're going to do one pose in your practice, it should be Padadir Asana. So 4 fingers are up underneath the armpits with the elbows coming down. Welcome, Alicia. Nice to see you. I hope you're feeling a bit better. So have your 4 fingers underneath your armpits and your elbows down, and just close your eyes. Now, rather than doing any action at all, just see if you can notice the movement of your chest away from your hands. So you're not consciously trying to inhale or trying to exhale. You're just aware of the feeling of the breath moving into your hands on inhalation and moving away from your hands on exhalation. And just noticing how that feels. Now you might notice that your breath is moving more strongly into one side of your body than the other. So if that's the case, you take the forearm that's on top, you place it underneath. And then when you feel the breath balancing, you can bring it back again. And then notice how just holding this for a few moments, your breath becomes more quiet. There's a natural stillness that comes into your experience, perhaps. And then slowly bring your hands down. Let your breath return to normal. And then let's chant Om together 3 times. So taking a breath in. Om. 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 Okay, and so we're going to start with our feet. And we're just going to start by articulating the movement in the feet. So we're going to start with holding behind the knee and just circling our feet, our right foot or your left foot, whichever one you like. So just circling it clockwise, just a few rounds, and really tuning into that feeling in your ankle joint. And then counterclockwise. So rotating it around the other way. And then pointing and flexing, just noticing how that feels. And then we'll do the other side. So just holding behind the knee and rotating. This time I'm actually rotating counterclockwise first. Maybe you'll do about 8 rotations, but if you don't feel like counting, don't worry. And then rotating the other way. And just noticing how that feels. And then pointing and flexing a few times. You can, watch your calf muscle engaging and releasing as well. All right, and then extend both feet out, and then point and flex, point and flex, point and flex. And then let's do that little bit of a relaxed point and flex and feel it kind of moving up the body a bit. So right now it's kind of, we're pointing and flexing, but we're feeling it reverberating up through the front of the body, up into the thighs. And then we're going to turn our feet out. Turn our feet out and in. So this is rotation of the thighs, in and out. And then we're going to alternate point and flex and alternate the feet. And then try and go in the same direction with your feet. Okay. And then we'll come back into this position, but we'll hold the thigh this time, and we're going to rotate the whole calf muscle around the knee. And then we'll do the other side. Getting into the knee joint. Maybe I didn't take it the other way on the other side. I got distracted. So yeah, let's just take it the other way on the other side. Okay, and then we're going to, again, extend our legs, and we're going to draw the knee up and let it open out, and then extend it. So we draw the left knee up, we let the knee rotate out, and then keeping it in that external rotation, straighten it. Right? Maybe it's easier if you see it this way. So up, out, keep it externally rotated, and then rotate it back to neutral, up, out, and then we'll do the other side. Up, out, and keep it rotated, and then bring it back in, up, out, keep it rotated. So we're rotating now into the hip joint. And we'll do this in a standing position as well, but this is a nice way to just isolate those movements. Okay, so now we've done the hips. We're going to open out for a moment, and we're going to do stirring the soup. Done this one before. Right, just seeing how we're kind of moving through the sitting bones to the front of the sitting bones, to the back of the sitting bones. And then we're going to go in the other direction. Right. Just noticing how that feels. One side might be a little bit tighter than the other. Okay, and then we're going to cross the legs, and we're going to go forwards and back. So again, we're playing with the movement, circulation in the pelvis as we go forward and back. Last week we did such a strong side leaning practice. I noticed I felt a lot of resistance while I was teaching that class. I just thought that was interesting, that I must be so, tight in those areas. So interested to know how it felt for you. All right, and then from here, we're going to now go into our lovely side rocking practice. So all these things are just to warm us up, build tolerance in our nervous system, let go of the week that's been. All right, and then we're going to circle around. All right, so we've done this one before. So we go to the side, we're going to round the upper spine, reach the other arm across and back and to the side, round the upper spine. So you can really feel in your upper spine that you're stretching into your thoracic spine, around, stretching, around and up. And last one, stretching and around and up. Now we're going to go into the rib cage now and think about taking the rib cage forward and rounding and forward and rounding, and then taking your rib cage to the side and to the side. So it's almost like you're reaching out to the side and reaching out to the side, right? And so then we'll go forward and round and forward and round, and then reaching out to the side and reaching out to the side. We're going to do one more, reaching out to the side, reaching out to the side. Okay. And then let's just rest. Let's just walk ourselves forward and just take a moment. You could rest on your elbows here. You could be up on your fingertips. Or if you've got that openness through your spine, you could come all the way forwards. Just feel your breath in the back of your body. And coming back upright and changing sides. Again, we'll just walk ourselves forward. All right, and then let's come up onto our hands and knees. So we're going to continue with our circulation exercise. So having the hands underneath the knees. Whoops, no, I didn't mean that. Hands underneath the knees. Have your hands underneath your shoulders. I hope you had a good laugh there. And your knees underneath your hips. And then we're going to start by shifting the weight to our left hand and our left shoulder, and then sending the weight back to the left buttocks, and then moving to the right buttocks, and then shifting the weight into the right hand. So you're basically making a circle with your body. So you're coming to the right hand, right shoulder, left hand, left buttocks, and just moving around in a circle from left to right. Just noticing that, how that feels in your body. That's great. Let's do one more round. I mean, you can go slower than me. Maybe I'm going a little too fast. So we're going to go now from the right hand to the left buttock. Sorry, to the right buttock, to the left buttock, to the right, to the left hand. Ooh, feeling extremely dyslexic this afternoon. So again, moving from buttock to buttock and from hand to hand, and really rounding the upper spine as you come up around. Just noticing how that feels. Coming around in those circles. All right. And then from here, let's just tuck the toes under, lengthen the spine. And then let's shift the weight forward. We're going to pick up the feet. So just go easy here if this doesn't feel too comfortable for you. And then just lower all the way down. And then press back up. And then lower all the way down. So we're moving into the front of the chest now, bringing circulation in there. And another round, moving all the way down and pressing all the way up. And then let's tuck the toes under and lift the sitting bones high, coming into down dog. Okay, from here, let's raise the right leg and open out through the right hip and bend the right knee. So really rotating into that inner left thigh and the right inside of the right hip. And then lower that leg down and raise the other leg up and open out and bend the knee.
Really lifting up tall. Feeling the rotation right open to that left side and lowering down. And then come back onto the hands and knees and send the seat back to the heels. All right, coming back onto the hands and knees, we're going to do a little bit of a swinging movement. This is one of those exercises we used to do in the old days, in the olden days when Jane Fonda was popular in the 80s and 90s. So you're going to draw the knee and the forehead together and then swing the leg back and open the chest. Draw the knee and forehead together and swing the leg back and open the chest. Knee and forehead together, swing the leg back and open the chest. Knee and forehead together, swing the leg back. And then lower the knee down and we'll do the other side. Knee and forehead together, swing the leg back, open the chest. Knee and forehead together, swing the leg back, open the chest. Knee and forehead together, swing the leg back, open the chest. Last one, knee and forehead together, swing the leg back, open the chest. All right, tuck the toes under, lift the sitting bones high, and come into down dog. All right. So now we're going to be a little bit animalistic here in our down dog. We're going to shift the weight forward to the hands and then back to the buttocks. So shifting the weight forwards and then start to send the weight to the left heel and the right heel. And then the right hand and the left hand. And the left heel and the right heel. And the right hand and the left hand. So it's quite strong on the wrists. Just do a few more rounds in this direction, then we'll go the other way. Right heel, left hand, right hand. So you're using your body to move from one side to the other. If it's too strong, just rest. You don't have to keep going if you feel like it's too much in your arms. All right, and then let's walk the feet to the hands. And we'll bend the knees here and just let the head hang. Just let your head dangle, let your arms dangle. You can bend your knees here a little bit. Spread your toes, catch your breath. And your head really relax. And then lengthen through your spine and come upright. Okay, so we're going to continue with the articulation. And we're just going to start by circling our wrists. And you can either stay still or you can move from left to right, whatever you'd like to do. And then let's circle our wrists the other way. And then we're going to circle the elbows. And then we're going to circle the elbows the other way. Okay, now we're going to do something fun. Just step your feet a little bit wider. You're going to toss from your shoulder this way and that way. So you're literally swinging the arms from the shoulder. You can do it with a little bend if you like, or you can keep your legs straight, but you're just going to swing from one arm to the other. That's it. Okay, and then the other way that we do it is we scoop and scoop, like we're scooping up, we're harvesting wheat in the field, right? So we're gonna scoop and scoop and scoop and scoop. All right, and then just relax. That's great. All right, can you feel the warmth in your arms now? So now we'll put our hands on our shoulders and we'll articulate more through the shoulders. Just moving in one direction and then moving in the other direction. And then we're going to bring it into a full arm circle. And you might find, like me, after about 4, you've had enough going in one direction, you want to go in the other direction. Okay, and relax. Whew. So feeling that in your shoulders, coming to the front of your mat. We're going to move into some vinyasa now with some standing poses.
just to get into the inner hip, outer hip, into the joints. So let's raise the arms up. Take a big breath and exhale, soften the knees and fold forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine, open your chest, plant your hands and step back into plank position. You can lower onto your knees or lower to the floor. Move the hands back, lift into up dog. Roll over the toes, press back into down dog. Let's raise the right leg into the air at hip height and step the right foot in between the hands and raise the arms up. Come into high lunge and then bend the back knee and let your arms drop. And then just do like a little lift and a little lower and a little lift, but try and keep that back knee basically bent. And one more go. And then hands to the floor. Step back, down dog. Raise the left leg into the air and step the left foot in between the hands. Bring yourself up into the high lunge. And then as you bend the back knee, lower the arms. And then just lift and lower. And lift and lower. And lift and lower. Bring your hands down to the floor. Bring your body in one long line. Lower to the floor, drop the knees, whatever feels comfortable. You can come into baby cobra or up dog. You can just gently roll over the knees, coming into down dog. Raise your right leg into the air, step your right foot in between your hands. Turn your left heel down, line up the right heel with the left heel, come into Virabhadrasana 2. Looking over that middle finger, lengthening the arm, slightly back, externally rotating your front thigh. Breathe. Bring your forearm to your thigh. Drop your top hip, reach your arm up over your head and lengthen your spine. Cartwheel the hand all the way up. Come into crescent pose. Cartwheel the hands down either side of the front foot. Step back into down dog. Step your left foot in between your hands. Turn your right heel down. Cartwheel your right arm up. And then your left. Coming into Virabhadrasana 2. Relax your forearm to your thigh. Slide your hand across the front of your body. Drop your right hip towards the floor and lengthen in Parsva Konasana. Coming up, slide your hand down your thigh. Open the side of your body. Bring your hands either side of your front foot. Step back into down dog. Take a breath here. Breathe in, look to your hands. Step or jump the feet forward, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, interlace the fingers and come all the way up. Exhale, fold yourself forward. Inhale, rise halfway. Step or jump the body back. Plank position. Now you can stay in down dog and just wait, or you can do the vinyasa. Chaturanga, up dog, down dog. We're going to step that right foot forward, turn the left heel down, and come into a nice wide-legged trikonasana. So right hand comes to right ankle, left hip rolls down, rotate open, raise the arm. Let's swing this arm around, rotating in the socket, and then reach the arm up over the head. Take a moment, breathe. Hands down to the floor, step back, down dog. Step the left foot in between the hands, turn the heel down, bring the hand to the ankle, rotate that hip down, rotate the chest open, and raise the arm. And again, circling the arm once, twice, 3 times. Reach the arm up over the head. Keep rotating your right hip down towards the floor. Engage your feet. Breathe. And then bring your hands down to the floor and step back. Coming into plank or resting in down dog. Chaturanga, up dog, down dog. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Look to your hands. All right, we're going to sit low and come into chair. Toes are touching, heels are slightly apart. And we're going to bring the hands to the center of the heart and hook the upper left arm against the outer right thigh. We'll come back to center and hook the upper right arm against the outer left thigh. Coming back to center, hook the upper left arm against the outer right thigh. Coming back to center, hooking the upper right arm against the outer left thigh. All right, and then folding forward and stepping back into down dog.
Raise the right leg into the air and step the right foot in between the hands. From here, bring yourself upright, coming into that lunge position. Let's bring the hands to the center of the heart and rotate open to the right and hook the upper left arm against the outer right thigh. Just hold here for a moment. Breathe. And then bring the hands either side of the front foot, turn the heel down, and cartwheel back up to Virabhadrasana 2, looking over the middle finger. And then straighten both legs, turn both toes to face forward, and fold forward at the hip crease. Reach the arms, fingertips to touch, palms touching, so interlacing the fingers behind you, and see if you can reach your arms up over your head, stretching into the shoulders. Let's take a breath here. Inhale and exhale. And then release, lengthen the spine, come all the way upright, turn the left foot open, left foot out, turn the right foot in, bend the knee, look over the middle finger. Bringing the hands either side of the front foot, come onto the ball of the back foot and raise the arms up. Come into a high lunge. Bring your hands to the center of your heart. Hook your upper right arm against your outer left thigh, coming into Pavrita Parsva Konasana. Revolved right angle. Lift the right hip a little bit more. Breathe. And then bring your hands down, step back into down dog. Feel the release through your left leg. All right, stepping your feet to face towards the side of the mat again. Bringing yourself upright. And let's turn the feet slightly open and we'll bend the knees. Bring the hands to the center of the heart. And we're just going to gently move from right to left. Okay, just seeing how that feels. And then we're going to do that same rib movement, right, from right to left. And just noticing how that feels in your thighs. And then just stand upright. Bring the feet together. Actually, not all the way together, just inner hip width distance apart. And we're going to just do some rotations into the lower back, into the hip. Yeah, so a little bit dynamic, but sometimes it's good to be dynamic because it does really get circulation flowing through the body. I guess one has to just balance that with energy. You know, what's your energy like today? You know, do you have that kind of energy to move faster through the transitions? And if the answer is no, then you've got to honor that. Right? You've just got to take your time, maybe miss out on some things. It doesn't matter. Your body's getting the idea that it's moving. Okay, so let's come into a lovely, simple balance. We'll do our tree pose. So shifting the weight to your left foot, picking up your right foot, you can have the ball of the foot on the floor, the heel just above, foot on the inside of the shin, or you can bring the heel up to where the top of the thigh and the groin meet with the knee slightly forwards. You want to maintain a neutral position in your pelvis. And you can have your hands in prayer or balance on your hands on the top of your head, whatever feels comfortable. Maybe you can feel your breath slowing down. Really activate your foot into your inner thigh if you've got the heel all the way up. All right, and release. And changing sides, so shifting the weight, ball of the foot, heel slightly above. Bring the foot to the inside of the shin. You can always use the wall, as you know. And then bring that knee slightly forward. So the idea is to have your hips level and the fronts of your hips are facing directly forwards like headlights. And the pelvis is not tucked under and you're also not tipped forward in your pelvis. So it's like a complete, your pelvis is like a bowl. And if you had water in the center of the bowl, it wouldn't spill because you're in that perfect position. So just notice, you know, when you're trying to get into this pose, are you trying to make it work, but the soup or the water is spilling out of your bowl?
Gosh, I think we've been here long enough. All right, and then release your foot. And then let's just bring our hands to our knees and do a little bit of a knee circle, because sometimes that can be a bit intense on the knees. And then let's circle the other way. Okay, and let's make our way towards the floor. So we're going to interlace the fingers and raise the arms up. Take a big breath here. Exhale, folding forwards. We're going to step back again into down dog. And just take a moment in down dog. Notice how it feels now that we've warmed up quite a bit. Maybe you can straighten the legs. Maybe you still want to keep your knees bent, but you can lift the sitting bones a little bit higher. All right, and then coming back onto the hands and knees. And we're going to shift the weight forward and come and lie down on the belly. And let's just take our elbows to the side and rest our just for a moment. All right, and then come up onto your forearms. Have the elbows slightly out in front, slightly out to the side. So we're in our Sphinx pose. And then we'll take the left knee out to the side. So we're going to get right into the inner thigh here and the front of the right hip. So we're articulating into this inner thigh muscle and also the psoas muscle, and we're opening the chest. So you're putting some energy and work into the forearms, pressing into the forearms. And breathing. And then keeping the knee where it is, we'll come and just settle down, resting our cheek in our hands. All right, and then from here, we're going to slide the right arm out, and we're going to come, we're going to have to work our way to lie on our backs, and we're going to hug this left knee in towards us. So hugging the left thigh in, just take a moment here. And then hold on behind the thigh and extend the leg to the ceiling. And then just making little circles with your leg. Really holding on behind the thigh so it feels safe into the lower back. And then circling the other way. And then let's take it into the foot. And again, just circling the foot. Rotating at the ankle joint. And then going the other way. And then hugging the knee in again. And pulling back onto your side. All the way back up. And releasing that leg. And coming back into Sphinx. And we'll go on the other side. So bringing the knee out. And just opening through the chest. checking in, like maybe that right knee wants to be a bit lower or a little bit higher. Noticing where you feel the extension. Something that might happen is you might have some instability in your sacroiliac joint, and one side may feel a lot of a lot more of a stretch than the other side. So be sensitive to that. You know, what kind of movements can you do to release out a little bit from that, rather than forcing yourself to just hold it. Again, really activate your forearms and press them into the floor, opening through the chest. And then take your elbows to the side, rest your cheek in your hands. Just give yourself a moment here. Right, and then from here, we're going to roll onto your back and hug your right knee in this time. Just feel your spine relaxing on the floor. Notice what your breath is doing. We haven't paid a lot of attention to the breath in this class. That's okay. And then holding on behind the thigh and straightening the leg and circling the leg one direction, maybe 4 or 5 times. And then circling the leg in the other direction. And then let's rotate at the ankle. And rotate the other way. All right, and then hugging both knees in towards you. Just holding them there for a moment. We're going to come into a nice passive twist. So taking your arms out to the side at shoulder height, lower your feet to the floor, move your hips to the left, and just let your knees fall to the right. You can look towards your bent legs, bent knees, or you can look away. You can have your hand resting on your rib cage. And then slowly bring yourself back upright, moving your hips in the other direction and dropping your knees to the other side.
Okay, and then coming back to lie on your back and bringing the soles of the feet together and letting the knees drop wide. Coming into Supta Baddha Konasana. Maybe you want to have some blocks underneath your thighs if it's too strong to open the thighs all the way. Or you can even just, if you don't have blocks, put your fists right against your thighs. Maybe you'd like to come into Padadurasana in this position, with the forefingers underneath the armpits and the elbows dropped. If it's too strong on your lower back, you can go into the opposite direction with the knees touching and the feet wide. See how that feels? All right, and then slowly bring your knees together and roll to one side and come up. And just come into a comfortable seat. We're going to work with a meditation today, which is a color visualization. So we are going to imagine that at the very bottom of the body, the pelvic floor, in between the pubic bone and the tailbone, there is a light. But this light is a blue silver color. So bluey silver. And on the inhalation, you're going to imagine that light moving up the center of your spine from the base all the way up to the midbrain. And then as you exhale, you're going to imagine a gold light coming from the midbrain all the way down to the base. So the ball becomes silver on the way up and gold on the way down. So on the inhale, you're visualizing a silver light moving up the center line of your spine. And as you exhale, you're visualizing a gold light moving from the midbrain all the way down to the base. And just see if you can get into a rhythm with that, with gold, blue, silver moving up and gold moving down. Silver moving up and gold moving down. The image might be breathing in moonlight and breathing out sunlight. So there's a coolness as you breathe in and a warmth as you breathe out. And really try and keep your focus right in the center line of your spine. Think of your spine as a hollow tube. And the silver light is like a fine thread. And the gold light is also a fine thread.
So whether you want to visualize this as a ball moving up and down the spine, a ball of silver and a ball of gold, or whether you want to see it as a light or feel it as a cool feeling and a warm feeling, just allow what's there to come to you. Just resting here a few more moments, trying to keep your mind on the silver coming in on the inhalation and the gold moving out on the exhalation. Silver moving from base to midbrain and gold moving from midbrain to base. Silver and gold, moon and sun. Pure alchemy happening in the center line of the spine. Drawing the mind out of its need to get preoccupied with this I thought. When our energies are balanced between the sun and the moon, we can remember ourselves or be reminded of the calm that we are, peace that we are, the stillness, the happiness. All roads lead to oneself. Gently start to deepen and lengthen your breath. Maybe you'd like to notice where your tongue is resting in your mouth and just bring it to the roof of your mouth. And then bring the tongue behind the two top front teeth and just rub your palms together. You can slide your hands down your face, into the back of your neck, all the way down the front of the body, maybe across the back of the body. And then why don't we lie down for Shavasana? So get comfortable, lie back. Vakratunda Mahakaya Koti Surya Samaprabha Nirvignam Guru Me Devo Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Vakratunda Mahakaya Koti Surya Samaprabha Nirvignam Guru Me Devo Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Vakratunda Mahakaya Koti Surya Samaprabha Nirvignam Guru Me Devo Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada. So slowly bring your awareness back to your body, gently moving your fingers and your toes. Maybe you'd like to take a stretch. Just noticing how you feel. I'd like to roll to one side and just rest there for a few moments. And then making your way up to a comfortable seat. Putting your hands on your body somewhere. And just really honoring how you feel right now. And just letting whatever's present, just finding a place to be okay with it. Even if you're not okay with it, be okay with not being okay with it. And wishing everyone an absolutely super beautiful rest of your day.